Arya was a baby elephant. He lived in a beautiful jungle. Arya loved to play. He loved to play with his mama. But Arya had a big dream. He wanted to swim in the river. All the other animals swam. Monkeys splashed in the shallows. Fish jumped in the deep. Arya wanted to swim too. He wanted to feel the cool water on his skin. One day, Arya and his mama walked by the river. The water sparkled in the sun. It looked so inviting. Arya felt a pull. He wanted to jump right in. "Mama, can I go swimming?" Arya asked excitedly. Mama Elephant shook her head. "Not yet, little one," she said gently. "The river is strong. You need to be careful." Arya was disappointed. But he loved his mama. He knew she was right. He decided to wait. He would learn to swim one day. He just knew it. The next morning, Arya woke up early. He snuck away from his mama. He tiptoed to the river. He couldn't wait any longer. Arya dipped his trunk in the water. It felt so good. He took a step closer. The ground felt slippery. Arya lost his footing. He tumbled into the water with a splash. The current was strong. It pulled him away from the bank. Arya was scared. He didn't know how to swim. Mama Elephant heard Arya's cries. The jungle was usually a place of peace and harmony, but today it was filled with the desperate calls of a baby elephant in distress. She rushed to the riverbank, her heart pounding with fear and determination. The river, which had always been a source of life and sustenance, now seemed like a treacherous enemy. She saw her baby struggling in the water. Arya's small trunk flailed helplessly as the current threatened to pull him under. Mama Elephant acted quickly, her instincts kicking in. She reached her long trunk into the river, her eyes never leaving Arya. The water was cold and swift, but she was undeterred. Her trunk, a symbol of strength and love, extended towards her baby. She scooped up Arya and pulled him to safety. Arya coughed and sputtered, water dripping from his tiny body. He was scared, but unharmed, thanks to his mother's quick actions. He was scared, but unharmed. His little heart raced, but the warmth of his mother's presence began to calm him. He looked up at her with wide, grateful eyes. Mama Elephant hugged him tight, her trunk wrapping around him in a protective embrace. She whispered soothing sounds, her love and relief palpable. "I told you the river was dangerous," she said. Arya felt foolish. He had been warned many times, but his curiosity had gotten the better of him. He should have listened to his mama. The lesson was clear now, etched in his mind by the cold, rushing water and the warmth of his mother's embrace. He snuggled close to her, feeling the steady rhythm of her heartbeat. It was a sound that had always brought him comfort, and now, more than ever, it was a reminder of her unwavering love. He was grateful she was always there for him. Her presence was a constant in his life, a source of strength and guidance. Now, he really wanted to learn to swim the right way. With his mother's guidance, he knew he could conquer his fear and master the river that had once seemed so daunting. Together, they would face the challenges of the wild one step at a time. Section 5. Learning to float. In the heart of the jungle, where the river flows gently, an elephant family gathered by the water's edge. Mama Elephant decided it was time. Arya, her curious and playful calf, was ready for a new adventure. She would teach Arya to swim. With a gentle nudge, she led him towards the water. They went to a calm part of the river. The water here was serene, a perfect place for Arya's first lesson. The water was shallow and slow. Arya felt safer already. He could see the bottom, and the gentle current was reassuring. "First, you need to learn to float," Mama Elephant said. Her voice was calm and encouraging. She lay down in the water. Her massive body seemed to defy gravity as it floated effortlessly. She showed Arya how to spread his legs and relax. "Just let the water hold you," she instructed. "The water will hold you up," she said. Arya was nervous. His little heart pounded with both excitement and fear. But he trusted his mama. He copied her movements. Slowly, he began to feel the water's buoyancy. He spread his legs and took a deep breath. The cool water felt strange but comforting against his skin. He closed his eyes and let go. For a moment, he felt weightless, as if he were part of the river itself. To his surprise, he floated. Arya's eyes flew open in amazement. He was doing it. He was floating just like his mama. Mama Elephant floated beside him, her eyes filled with pride. See, Arya? The water is your friend. Trust it, and it will carry you. Arya began to splash around, his initial fear replaced by joy. He discovered the fun of the water, feeling more confident with each passing moment. The rest of the elephant family joined in, creating a symphony of splashes and trumpets. It was a day of learning, laughter, and love. As the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the river, Arya knew he had taken his first steps towards becoming a strong swimmer. The river had become a place of wonder and adventure. With a heart full of pride and joy, Arya looked at his mama. He knew that with her by his side, he could conquer any challenge. Together, they walked away from the river, ready for the next adventure that awaited them in the heart of the jungle. Section 6. Trunk Power. Good job, Arya, Mama Elephant said. Now use your trunk. She showed him how to move his trunk back and forth. It propelled her through the water. It looked so easy. Arya tried to copy her. He swung his trunk back and forth, but he just splashed water everywhere. He couldn't seem to move forward. Arya started to get discouraged. Don't give up, Mama Elephant encouraged. It takes practice. Keep trying. Arya took a deep breath. He remembered his dream of swimming. He wouldn't give up so easily. Section 7. Little steps, big splashes. Arya practiced every day. He was determined to become a great swimmer, just like his mama. Each morning, as the sun rose, Arya would head to the river, eager to dive into the cool, refreshing water. He learned to control his breathing. At first, it was difficult. He would often come up gasping for air, but with each attempt, he got better. He discovered the rhythm of holding his breath and lifting his trunk above the water to take in air. He learned to use his trunk to steer. The trunk, which he once thought was just for grabbing food and playing, became his guiding tool in the water. He practiced turning left and right, navigating through the gentle currents of the river. He learned to kick his legs to go faster. Arya watched the older elephants and mimicked their powerful leg movements. With each kick, he felt himself glide more smoothly through the water, gaining speed and confidence. He made a lot of splashes. Sometimes he got tired. The water would splash around him, creating ripples that danced in the sunlight. But the effort was exhausting, and there were moments when he felt like giving up. Sometimes he got water up his nose. It was uncomfortable and made him sneeze, but Arya laughed it off. Each little mishap was a lesson learned, a step closer to mastering the art of swimming. But Arya never gave up. His determination was unwavering. Every time he faced a challenge, he remembered why he started. He wanted to swim with grace and strength, just like his mama. He remembered his mama's words. Her voice echoed in his mind, a constant source of motivation. Practice makes perfect, she always said. Those words were his guiding light, pushing him to keep trying. Practice makes perfect, she always said. And Arya took those words to heart. He knew that every effort, no matter how small, was a step towards his goal. And Arya was determined to perfect his swimming. He focused on every movement, every breath, and every kick. His dedication was evident in the way he practiced, day in and day out. Mama Elephant was a patient teacher. She watched over Arya with pride, offering guidance and support. Her patience was endless, and her belief in Arya never wavered. She encouraged Arya every step of the way. Whenever he felt discouraged, she was there to lift his spirits. Her gentle nudges and reassuring words were the encouragement he needed to keep going. She knew he would learn to swim. Her confidence in him was unshakable. She had seen his progress and knew that with time, he would become a strong swimmer. It would just take time and effort, and that's okay. Arya understood that learning was a journey, not a race. With his mama by his side, he felt ready to face any challenge. Together, they made little steps that led to big splashes, creating memories that would last a lifetime. Section 8. Arya's first swim. Finally, the day arrived. Arya felt ready. He took a deep breath and stepped into the river. He started to swim. He moved his trunk. He kicked his legs. He glided through the water. Arya swam alongside his mama. He felt the cool water on his skin. He felt the sun on his back. He felt proud of himself. He had done it. He was swimming. Section 9. A proud mama. Mama Elephant smiled at her little one. She was so proud of him. He had worked hard and achieved his dream. Arya had learned a valuable lesson. He learned that patience and practice can make anything possible. "You were amazing, Arya," Mama Elephant trumpeted. Arya trumpeted back happily. He felt like he could swim forever. He finally understood the joy of the water. Section 10. Patience pays off. From that day on, Arya loved to swim. He swam in the river every chance he got. He even made new friends. He raced with the otters. He splashed with the hippos. Arya was living his best life. Arya never forgot the lesson he learned. He learned that patience is important. He learned that practice is key. And he learned that anything is possible if you set your mind to it and never give up.